Dexter Brown loves CBC.
I felt like home. It felt like I was giving back to Canada.
But Brown doesn't work here anymore. In April of 2019, he was at an all-staff meeting of the Fifth Estate. That's where they screened this documentary.
Half of them are black.
There was no warning they were about to hear the N-word 12 times. The thrust of the doc? How harmful the word is.
But why that? You see,
Because that's
why
what
that?
I heard growing up.
That's what I'm saying. So are we going to continue it?
No,
So we cutting that off right now.
Yes, sir.
In the discussion that followed, witnesses say host Gillian Findley and editor Loretta Hicks repeated the word. There were more than 30 people in the room, including new executive producer Catherine Legg and the head of investigative Marie Close. According to multiple witnesses, no one spoke up. Brown, a junior employee, was the lone black person.
Because they should have known better. I feel like they should have known that that word has a lot of power and it affects people.
In an email, Findley says she doesn't remember using the word, but says, if, however, my memory is wrong and I did quote someone from the film using the word, I apologize. It should not have happened. Hicks declined comment. Legg did not respond to multiple requests for comment. Close said she is unable to speak because of confidentiality.
This is the last place you go and think that you are going to hear someone say that word.
Nadia Stewart, the head of the Canadian Association of Black Journalists, was one of the first people Brown called.
We know the CBC can do better, and in this instance, definitely should have done better.
Emails show Brown briefly spoke to Legg the next day, but there was no resolution and no apology from colleagues.
Yeah, an apology would have been great. It would have meant a lot to me.
Brown lodged a complaint asking to be moved off the show. He says he was offered other temporary positions, including one under the same manager, but he wasn't satisfied with the options and stayed put. CBC hired an external law firm to look into work culture at the Fifth Estate, including the use of the N-word. When the investigation was over, he wasn't allowed to see the report.
Well, I was hoping to get a bit more information about what happened and steps that would be taken to address the issue, to make sure that something like what happened there wouldn't happen again.
In a statement, CBC says the investigation was comprehensive and confirmed corrective actions were taken, but couldn't say what they were, citing confidentiality.
The Weekly starts now.
But since the incident, host Wendy Mesley used the word twice in editorial meetings.
To know that another journalist of color had to face something kind of similar to what I faced, that was really tough.
In recent weeks, CBC has announced a number of changes to tackle systemic racism and increase diversity. It's too late for Brown, who took a job at CTV, but he still hopes for positive change at the public broadcaster.
And I hope that, there are changes there, changes for the better, to make people of color, feel welcome, accepted, appreciated.
Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Toronto.